Welcome back to Chief Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. Now, we have a very interesting matchup here for Week 11 for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a Super Bowl rematch between the Philadelphia Eagles and your Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is a really good matchup because, and actually, this is exactly the type of game that I wanted to see. As we mentioned previous to the Dolphins game in Germany, I want to see how these Chiefs do matching up with the very best that the NFL can offer, sort of like a measuring stick, right? To see where the Chiefs match up. Because as we roll into the second half of the season, we have some concerns, and we've noted those concerns and voiced those concerns, more specifically the offense, more specifically the wide receivers. And anyways, if you want to, our mid-season report card video was just last week. So if you want to go back into our video history, and you can get a more in-depth review of our review of the Chiefs so far for the first half of the season. Now, we do have some news in regards to injury reports. This is a Monday night game, so it will be Monday Night Football. The whole world will be watching this game. It's a very big game. The injury report is relatively good news. The few Chiefs that were on the injury report actually practiced this week. Participants in full practice, not partial. So it does look like the Chiefs will have everyone available for this game, which is important. It's nice to have a bye week right in the middle of the season. Just sort of get healthy and get your mind right, kind of observe where the positives and negatives are, so to speak, for the team. But the Eagles are coming off of a bye week as well. They had last weekend off as the Chiefs, so it gives them a chance to get healthy and formulate a specialized game plan for the Chiefs. The matchups that I'm really intrigued in seeing is there's a couple of them, right? Because every game there's like one or two key points that I will watch and that I believe need to be watched with a certain eye from a fan's perspective. Now, this has actually got, I guess it's more three-dimensional now because look, you do have both teams coming off of a bye. It's a pretty special game. You got both teams coming off of a bye. You have two of these teams in the Super Bowl rematch. You have a head coach in Andy Reid, who obviously coached for his long tenure in Philadelphia, so he still has some ties there. And then you have a dynamic quarterback in Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles, and just a number of intriguing matchups. But I want to see how the Kansas City offense looks against the Philadelphia Eagles defense. I want to see if the coaches, one of our critiques of this Chiefs team was the wide receiver position and their basically lack of talent at that position, because the Chiefs basically have a roster of number 2 and number 3 wide receivers, mostly number threes. And it's simply not good enough. Looking back at the Dolphins game in Germany, they came out and had a fantastic first half, which honestly, most of those plays, not all, but a large majority of those plays are already pre-scripted by Andy Reid and the offensive staff. And they look great, right? They look pretty good offensively in that first half. But come second half, there was nothing. It just seemed like it was a tale of two teams. First half, Chiefs looked great. Second half, the offense basically did nothing. Now, they've been leaning on their defense, and we'll get to that here shortly. But it's really interesting to see if they can solve that issue. The bye week gave the offensive coaching staff basically extra time, to see where this team can improve offensively. Look, the long ball for this Chiefs team that we have been so used to seeing in the years past, it has vanished. I did look up this stat and double check it. They've only had two passes since Tyreek Hill has left. They only have two passes where completions where the ball has traveled more than 20 yards in the air since Tyreek Hill's left. So that explosive long ball, deep ball passing game left with Tyreek Hill. Um, Now, it's going to be imperative that I'm hoping these coaches kind of scheme up a more of a quick strike offense with these wide receivers. Look, they lack the talent, the real blazing speed to separate from the defensive player, from the DBs, the safeties. Travis Kelce will always be there. He'll typically do pretty good. Now, the game is in Kansas City, which is a bonus. So, look, I expect him to have a big game, Kelce, but you can't rely on him every single game to have, 160 yards, two touchdowns. Like, that's like Superman stuff. Every other game, that's all pro stuff, but every game, that's look, it might be possible, but I'm just saying, I want to see how these coaches really scheme up. I want to see a new quick strike offense similar to what Tom Brady in New England did towards the end of his time in New England, because now the quarterbacks are quite different. Tom Brady couldn't really move, and was missing some of the velocity on his ball towards the end of his career. But that's why they moved to a quick strike offense. They threw the ball 5-10 yards at a time, and basically had nothing but possession receivers, meaning when you throw them the ball, they'll catch it, and they might not break for a 60-yard touchdown run, but when you throw the ball, they'll catch it and they'll get tackled. But you do take 5, 6, 7, 8-yard chunks at a time and move the ball that way. So I hope the coaching staff is scheming up something, not only for this Eagles game, but for every game here on out. I really think this offense is going to have to I think they are in a transition phase where they're realizing that the old offense is just not there. It's just, and I think fans need to realize that too. I'm seeing more national sportscasters start to mention this as well. We were on it from week one, or even before that. That was our big concern coming into the season, when not many people were talking about it. Is I went down the roster, and I was like, y'all are going to roll into the season with this wide receiving core. It's basically filled with rookies and 1 and 2 year players that would be second and third string wide receivers on any other team. So it's like, not really sure what they were thinking rolling into the season. I think they put a large bet on some of the younger guys, and so far it has not paid off. But anyways, going forward, moving to the Monday night game, I do expect the defense. I do expect the defense to basically continue playing very well and also playing shut down defense. I cannot wait to see how they look against Jalen Hurts, because he's a absolutely dynamic quarterback. And we're joined by Coop. How you doing today?
What's up with it, Taylor?
I'm good, man. Just breaking down. Just went ahead and started breaking down the Chiefs game versus the Eagles. It'll be a Monday night game. I was basically saying it's a very intriguing matchup, because I want to see, both teams are coming off of a bye, right? So I was hoping that the Chiefs coaching staff would basically scheme up a quick strike offense, sort of like New England and Tom Brady did towards the end of his career in New England, because look, he didn't have any explosive wide receivers, right? But they did
Right.
like a quick strike offense, right? Where he would throw the ball, Edelman, some of those guys, 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. But, that's what I'm hoping the Chiefs do because, and I hope not only do it for this game, but for the rest of the season because the long ball is just gone, right? It's gone. But well, it'll be a really good matchup. I was just mentioning the defense looks great. They look, I think they're ranked number second or third, depending on what polls you look at. But I cannot wait to see this defense up against Jalen Hurts. But the Chiefs have a major deficit in the second half. I was looking at the stats. Also, the Chiefs' first half stats offensively compared to the second half stats offensively are night and day. So I mean, just going through some things that they needed to get straight and going into the bye week before we get into these picks. But I've explained the Monday night game for long enough. Let's move into real quick before we get into the picks. What do you think of the Ravens game on Thursday night?
We look good.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like
my tight end went down, but we look good.
Yeah, you did, and Burrow also obviously went down. Well, went down, but tore a ligament, I believe, in his hand. And we'll get into some news real quick in regards to him because they're getting investigated by the NFL. So,
they're getting in trouble.
Yeah, it looks. I was just reading the news right now. It sucks for him. I mean, in the Bengals, I think I expected the Bengals to be a top, right up there with the Chiefs, right up there with the Ravens, one of those top 3 or 4 AFC teams. And man, he's had looks good when he's healthy, but this will be the second season-ending injury of his short NFL career. I think his first one was that ACL tear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the Ravens can get back on track, playing good. They look pretty darn good. So, but in trying to be consistent, especially consistent in play as far as play goes, rolling into the second half. So, just like the Chiefs, man, every team has got something they got to work on. So, who do y'all play next? Do you know? I should have looked that up.
I haven't looked.
Okay, we'll look at the schedules
I need
here.
to be better at that.
Yeah, well, trust me, I've had a couple of brain farts over these last couple of episodes. Can't remember players. After we recorded, we were trying to think of a quarterback's name, and as soon as I hit in recording, it hit me like a few seconds later. I was like, Baker Mayfield. Why couldn't I think of that dude's name?
Yeah.
So, let me share the screen, and we will get into these picks now. Last week, for everybody at home or whoever's listening, let me grab my notes here. You went 11-2 last week, so you got 11 of these picks right, and I went 10-3. But we'll have to see if we can continue these good predictions here. We got some good games. I was just looking at them. Let's see. I think it is. Hang on one second. Let me go to the Burrow thing real quick before we get into these picks. In any other news real quick? So Burrow's ruled out. Now, the controversy is, so what's the deal? Because he came into this game with that hand already injured. Is that right?
Yeah, and they didn't have him listed on the injury report.
And then, so it looks like he already had a ligament or issue in his hand, and then I'm assuming during the game is when it completely tore the ligament. Is what it looks like. But you're right. Yeah. So they didn't put him on the. That's a big deal because the NFL takes these injury reports very serious. That's due to basically betting, right? With the odds and all that stuff. Because they want as much truth and information out as possible. Yeah, to make everything fair. Anything else? Any big injuries? I'm here on the news for the NFL, and I think that's the biggest news of the week. Did you see Tom Brady go For some reason, this popped up on my news feed. Uh, went on a date
Tennessee,
with
they
Aaron.
strap. Oh wait,
Went on a date with Aaron Andrews, that sideline reporter, that tall white
I
lady.
didn't see
They,
that.
yeah, they
Look
went
at
out to dinner.
Tom.
I think on. I know. I was like, wow. Yeah, she's pretty attractive, but I was thinking the news publication that I clicked on the article.
Uh
It
huh.
had a comparison picture of his ex-wife Giselle and Aaron Andrews put together, like side by side pictures.
Uh huh.
They look pretty similar as far as looks, and I never even thought about that. So I'm like, huh, she probably is his type.
I haven't
But
seen Aaron Andrews up close, but I know
yeah, is she even doing?
Giselle is a supermodel.
Yeah, she. Right. Yeah, no. I don't. Is Aaron Andrews even doing football sideline reporting anymore?
Hey, what's
I don't
crazy
remember
is
seeing her on
I
the
was like,
sidelines
yeah,
recently.
man. She's gonna take Tom's money, and then I looked at her net worth, and I was like, let me shut up. she, she she definitely
It's
has a
got
lot more.
so model. So what did it come from? Model. I mean, obviously
Modeling,
modeling, I guess. Of course, she's been
supermodel.
doing it since I remember since I was like in high school. This is like 20 years, right?
Yeah,
Well, of course, shit. Tom Brady's been playing since for 20 years, but yeah, those models. I mean, if you're worldwide, they get. I'm sure uh she got a ton of money. So let's see. Civil lawsuits would be easy to file against the Bengals and the NFL over this Joe Burrow injury. Civil lawsuits.
mm.
Huh. Well, oh, Dave Portnoy from what
Here
is he
we
on?
go.
What's his name? Says he's suing the NFL for Bengals Joe Burrow injury. He well, I don't know
That's
if
the
that's much
president of
news.
Barstool.
Yeah. That's what he owns. Yeah, he's kind of like a headline seeker. So who knows? But he's always trolled the commissioner. Um, that looks like it's pretty easy news week for the NFL. Let's get into these picks. Sorry, I was reading some news. Let's get into these picks. Let me share this tab. Okay, so you know what? We didn't do the picks for the Ravens game, but I can. Did you pick the Ravens? Did we do picks for the Ravens game, or should we cross that game off?
I
I don't
don't think
remember
we
doing
did it.
picks. Okay, so we'll exclude that game. So let's just get into the Sunday and Monday game. So let me expand this. There's some good games this weekend. All right, so we got starting with the Steelers at the Browns. The Browns will be starting the backup quarterback Deshaun Watson out with that shoulder surgery, but the Browns backup QB looks to be adequate as far as running the offense and everything. Who do you have for the Pittsburgh and Cleveland game? It's going to be
That's
in Cleveland.
that's a rivalry game.
Hmm.
Oh man, that one's gonna be tough because the Steelers are actually doing good this year. So is Cleveland. I think the Steel Curtain's gonna pull it out though.
You do?
Yeah, because Deshaun went down.
Okay. I see. So you're going to go with Pittsburgh. I will write that down. I am going to go with Cleveland. I know the Steelers are playing pretty good under Tomlinson, like as they always do. But I think the Browns, knowing, I think part of the reasons the Browns have a phenomenal defense, right? Like really good. I think I'm going to roll with the Browns because they know who they can depend on at quarterback in that quarterback spot, and I've seen him play a couple times, and he's actually pretty impressive. So I'm going to go with Cleveland on this game. Next up, we have the it's an interesting game. Raiders at the Dolphins. What are you thinking?
Dolphins.
Dolphins, yeah. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think their luck's gonna. Oh, Miami. I was just looking up. Miami leads the league when Miami's playing at home. So when they're the home team, they lead the league in every offensive category. yards per game, points per game, rushing yards per game. I mean, everything. When Miami's playing at home, they lead the
Mhm.
league in offensive categories. So yeah, it looks like Miami. I think the Raiders' luck will run out this week, but yeah, I got Miami too. Now another in division game between the Chicago Bears and Detroit Lions.
Oh, Lions.
You got Lions?
I got Lions.
Yeah, I got Lions too. I'm gonna roll with them for the majority of this year because again, it's just one of those teams that's just playing hot all year. So we'll go Detroit both. Okay. Titans at Jaguars, another AFC South matchup.
Jaguars coming off a bad loss from the Raiders last week, 31-3. I think they'll have a bounce back game. I have no faith in Tennessee.
Yeah, damn, I'm gonna have to choose the Jaguars too. Hopefully we'll get. Hopefully we'll get some of these. I think we will because we just started. We got a number of games left because I was thinking we're picking the same games, but yeah, I can't deny this. I can't even pick the Titans if I wanted. If I wanted to choose the opposing team, I can't even make a case for the Titans. They suck this year. Okay, so we'll go with Jags. Next up, you have the Chargers at the Green Bay Packers. Who do you have?
Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones I think I'm going to take the Packers. Now, here's the reason why. The Packers, Jordan Love, very inconsistent. And I think just for whatever reason, no specific reason, but I think he's going to have a decent game and beat the Chargers. And I think the Chargers, the coach is got to be on the hot seat. I think they're wanting a new coach, but Herbert. Look, I've said I always take usually the best quarterback as my pick. Herbert's by far better than Jordan Love, but Jordan Love is inconsistent, and he has a good in his good games. But I'm going to go with Green Bay on this one. So you got the Chargers, and I'll go with Green Bay. Cardinals in Houston to play the Texans. Good matchup of two young quarterbacks. So you going to roll with Stroud continuing his success, or you got Kyler Murray because he looked good last week too.
I think Kyler got him. I like Stroud. I like everything about the Texans. I really want them to win, but I don't. I just don't see 3 in a row coming. Even
Okay.
though they beat the Bengals, another good what team that they beat last week?
The Cardinals or the Texans?
Both of them.
The Cardinals beat. Shame on us, but it was a shitty team.
And then
Texans beat the Bengals and the well, fuck it. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm going Texans. Let's just go like that. I'm going.
Right.
I'm going Cards. I'm going Cards. I'm gonna take the card. This is
Okay,
one of
you
those
got the
toss-up games. Yeah, I'm going Cards.
You're going Cards. I was gonna roll with the Cardinals because I think Kyler Murray's boost everybody's confidence around them, but I think I'm gonna roll with C.J. Stroud again. At some point, you would think his MVP play would kind of die off because he is a rookie, but they're going to be playing at home. Everybody's fired up. I'm going to go with Texans. So you got Arizona, and I'll take HOU. Okay. Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers.
The boys.
Yeah, I think we both got this one because Panthers suck. Giants versus Commanders.
You know what? I'm going Giants.
You are? I don't even know who the backup QB is.
I'm going Giants.
Okay.
Me neither. I don't even, I don't know who the QB
NFL,
is
right?
for either one of these teams, but I'm going with the Giants, man.
You know what a crazy stat is? The quarterback for Washington leads the league in passing. I thought that was
that's crazy.
I didn't believe it, and I actually went to go look that up, and it's true. But Sam Howell. Does that name sound familiar with the
Oh, yeah,
Commanders?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know much about him, but I'll roll with the Commanders tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so let's see. Buccaneers at the 49ers. You
Niners.
gonna roll with the upset? You going Niners?
Yeah, I'm going Niner.
Okay. Let's see. I will go, yeah, with the Niners. I don't think the Bucks. I think the 49ers got their juice back. The Jets at the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills.
Bills. Yeah,
Bills.
they're coming off of a bad loss. I think they should most good teams that get embarrassed come back and play pretty hard. So I think it's hard not to take Buffalo.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I'm
they
gonna take
fired
them
their
too.
coordinator, so the
Right.
Bills.
Yeah, and I heard what's his name, Zach Wilson for the Jets is banged up and may not even start this Sunday. So that would mean disaster for the Jets, anyways. So we'll both take the Bills on that one. Seahawks at the Rams. I think this might be a toss-up game.
Yeah,
I think it's
that
pretty
is.
close. Who do you got?
That is. I think the Seahawks pull it out.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna roll with the home team in the LA Rams.
Mhm.
And let me mark you down for Seattle. Yeah, I haven't watched much of each team this year, unfortunately. But I guess I'm kind of making a blind guess. But I'll just go with the home team. So we got 2 games left. Vikings playing the uh, unheard of red hot Broncos. They've won couple. What is it? A couple few games in a row now. So the
Yeah,
Vikings have a
both of
backup
them have.
QB. Yep, yep. So who do you think's going to win this game?
I thought I
It's in Denver.
listen. I haven't picked any of these two teams to win a game this season, but I'm now I'm picking between them, and it's like, uh give me Russell Wilson. Give me let's ride.
You
Let's
going
do it.
Denver?
I'm going with Denver.
Okay. I'm gonna just for shits and giggles. I'm gonna take the Vikings. I don't even know if I need to explain that, but I'll just blind pick. I'll roll with the Vikings. Okay, last game, Monday night matchup. Game of the week, Super Bowl rematch. The Philadelphia Eagles at Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, Monday night football. Who do you pick to win the game?
I'm gonna go with the Eagles just because they got that bitter taste in their mouth from the Super Bowl. Still, they might
Yeah,
sneak one in there.
yes. And I'm probably going to piss off a lot of my subscribers, but I don't care. I'm honest and uh, I'm not just going to, say, be the home team hero. I'm actually picking the Eagles too. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't believe in this Chiefs wide receiving core last week, and that's what I was kind of explaining before you hopped on. Until the Chiefs prove to me otherwise, I have a hard time picking them in these big games, right? Because the Eagles are very, very well balanced. Um, the Chiefs can't come out in the first half. If you go through the stats and look at the Chiefs offensively, first half, and then offensively in the second half, it's a tale of two different teams. They look
Mm.
pretty good on paper in the first half, and then there's been multiple games this year where they don't do shit the whole second half. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and I would love to actually lose this pick because that means the Chiefs are, hopefully straighten some shit out in the bye week. But currently constructed, from the last game I've watched, I don't know. I don't know if I can pick them to be one of the NFL's best teams, right? So I think I'm may reluctantly go with Philly until the Chiefs prove me wrong. But that's I hope I'm wrong, but it is what it is, right? The Chiefs, they got to prove it. They got to prove it to me that they can beat these good teams. So that's the picks for week 11. and I appreciate it. Is there any other news or any quick topics you want to hit real quick, Coop?
Uh, not
'Cause I was
not on NFL.
Yeah, as like I was saying, I was just spanning the news, and there's really not much this week. So I think we covered the big Burrow injury and Deshaun Watson. I think I briefly mentioned, but didn't he go down? Or it was announced on Monday that he was going to be out for the rest of the year with that
Yep.
shoulder surgery. And how bad does that contract look? Do you think this will? Uh, do you think his contract and him being in the lineup, out of the lineup, they gave him a fully guaranteed contract. Do you think the owners see that and see how he can't stay on the field as that's why they're solidifying no guaranteed contracts?
Yep.
Yeah.
They would use
How
that
do you
as a
agree?
talking point for sure.
If there's
But
any guaranteed contract anybody should get, it should be Patrick Mahomes, right? I
oh,
mean, as
definitely
far
too.
as no off the field issues,
He's been
and
consistently on
he's
the field.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I think uh he missed a game a couple years ago, but yeah, he's playing every week. So, but yeah, well, I don't think we'll see that much in the future, these guaranteed contracts. But I think that's it. Were you going to mention something or
No.
no? Okay. All right, Coop, stay on here after we end this because we got to record something else real quick if you have time. But for Coop and Chief Studios, my name is Taylor Bell, and please join us tomorrow. Yeah, I'll come on. I know we play Monday, but we'll review the game or a couple different aspects of the game. So I'll upload something tomorrow as well. So Chiefs fans, you'll have something for Monday's game. Actually, I might live stream a game or two. Anyways, join. You'll get subscribers will get notified. So we will see y'all tomorrow.